Hello guys, in the previous week you were asked to go through this Java applet which I put up there for you. Well, I'm not sure if any one of you have done that, so for that reason I'm now just trying to demonstrate it to you how you can go through the Java applet, because you see this week also I have another applet for you. This is the Java applet, and when you click on the Java applet it will start in another pop-up window. What it starts is and it will ask you to install. If it is the first time that you are starting this, it will ask you to start a Java applet, and you should say OK to the Java applet, the installation of Java. Now this Java applet is that I have already constructed a linear graph, and that linear graph has two parameters. These are the y-intercept and slope. So you see, look at this equation. It is y equals 1.6x plus 0. The slope is 1.6, but the y-intercept is 0. So if the y-intercept is 0, it means the graph passes through the origin, that is the point 0. Now what if I change the y-intercept? Look very carefully, this is the y-intercept. Now I have constructed these sliders just to demonstrate it to you. Now when you click this, move it. Now I'm moving it. I want to move it and make it a value of 1. So you see, I've changed the y-intercept of this equation. Originally the y-intercept, it was passing through this point, but now I made it pass through 1. So this is the meaning of a y-intercept. The equation has now changed. Y equals 1.6x plus 1. Now I can also move it a little forward and make the y-intercept, when I'm moving, you can see I made the y-intercept 3, so the slope was the same, and for this same slope the y-intercept has changed, and originally it was passing through this point. Next I made it pass through this point, and now for the third time it is passing through this point. So you see the y-intercept changes and the graph changes. The slope does not change, but the point through in the y-axis through which it passes changed. What if we make this also negative, and if we just make it pass through a negative value? So let me make it negative 1. So you see, I make the y-intercept negative 1. Actually my equation is not properly written, but you should understand this. Y equals 1.6x plus minus, it says plus, minus actually is minus 1. This is equivalent to 1.6x minus 1. So the slope is 1.6, but the y-intercept is negative 1. So the y-intercept, the point through which it passes, is negative 1. Now so far I've been showing you by changing the y-intercept only. Now I can also show you by changing the slope. Now if we change the slope for the same y-intercept, if I change the slope, what would happen? Now if I make the slope smaller, you see the graph is changing. The slope is getting flatter and flatter, and when I give a value of 0 for the slope, you see it becomes a horizontal line. This is what we have been discussing in the previous week. For a slope of 0, the line becomes horizontal. For a slope which is positive, growing, you see the slope is getting steeper and steeper, steeper and steeper. Now what would happen if I change the slope, make it a negative value? So I slide through this slider, I changed it to negative 1, you see, negative 1, and the slope has now become a downward going slope. In fact, if I increase the slope in the downward direction, it becomes steeper. But the only difference between a negative and a positive slope is a negative slope is going downwards from left to right. A positive slope goes upwards from left to right. So that is the meaning of a slope. Now you can experiment with this Java applet by changing the y-intercept. You see? So any equation that you conceive, you can plot